honor to propose a declaration committee, Mr. Thompson.
A declaration by the representatives of the United States of America and Congressional Congress assembled. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve political bands which have connected them with one another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which laws of nature and the laws of nature's God entitle. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind require that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by the Creator with certain inalienable rights.
Jefferson! Jefferson, back! We've got Henry. That is, we will once Chase gets through telling the Maryland Assembly what we saw in New Brunswick.
He's in Annapolis right now describing a group of provincial militiamen who couldn't drill together, couldn't train together, couldn't march together, but when they saw a flock of ducks flying by in their camp for a first good meal in 3 days, sweet Jesus, they could shoot together and put the slaughter!
They're reading the Declaration.
Oh, what? Well, how far have they got?
To render the military independent of and to the civil power.
Independent of and superior to.
Well, there's nothing to fear. It's a masterpiece. I'm to be congratulated.
You?
For making him right.
Well, of course.
It's a masterpiece, I say. They will cheer every word, every letter.
I wish I felt that way.
I believe I can say it better. Now then, Ted has friend to friend, our declaration committee, and I foresee immortality in Philadelphia City. A farmer, a lawyer, and a sage, a little gouty in the leg. I think it's quite bizarre to see that here we are, playing big wives too, and then
Hey, what's that?
America, the birth of a new nation.
If only we can be sure of what kind of bird it's going to be.
Tom has a good point. What bird will be the symbol of this new America?
The eagle.
The dove.
The turkey.
The eagle.
The dove.
The eagle.
The eagle.
The turkey.
The eagle is a majestic bird.
The eagle is a thief, a coward, a scavenger, and it represents 10 centuries of European history.
And the turkey?
The turkey is a truly noble bird, a true American native, providing sustenance for our settlers, and is an incredibly brave fellow who would not hesitate to face an entire regiment of redcoats single-handedly. Therefore, the national bird of a new America will be
The eagle.
the eagle.
We're waiting for the chirp, chirp, chirp.
free and independent states, they have full power to levy war, conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and to do all other acts and things of which independent states of right may do. And with the support of this declaration, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortune, and our sacred honor.
Very well. Thank you, Mr. Duff. The Congress has heard the report of the Declaration Committee. Are there any who wish to offer amendments, deletions, or alterations to the Declaration? Mr. President, McGann, you better open a window. Colquitt, I saw your hand first.
It's a phony paper, Tom. But somewhere in it you've mentioned Scottish and foreign mercenaries sent to destroy us. Scottish, Tom.
Well, that's in reference to a Highland regiment that stood against us at Boston.
Oh, it's more like the Germans when hits to the skies have been there. I ask you to remove the word and avoid giving offense to a good people.
Mr. Jackson.
Mr. Jefferson, nowhere do you mention Supreme Being. Certainly this was an oversight, for how could we hope to achieve a victory without his help? Therefore, I must humbly suggest the following addition to your final sentence. With a firm alliance on the protection of divine providence,
Mr. Reed.
Among your charges against the king, Mr. Jefferson, you accuse him of depriving us of the benefits of trial by jury. This is untrue, sir. In Delaware, we have always had trial by jury.
In Massachusetts, we have not.
Oh. Then my ear suggests that the words, in many cases, be added.
Mr. Jackson.
In many cases. Oh, that's brilliant. And I suppose every time you see those three with the word, your puny Jeff will swell and pride over great historical contribution.
It's more memorable than that unprincipled whitewash of that race of barbarians.
Colonel Keaton, does he know? Mr. Hawkins.
No objection, Johnny. I'm just trying to get a drink.
I should have known. That they were wrong. Mr. Hart.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. Jefferson.
I beg you to remember that we still have friends in England. I see no purpose in antagonizing them with such phrases as unfeeling brethren and enemies at war.
wise to alienate this august party in light of our contention that they've never had any direct authority over us anyway.
This revolution, damn it. We're going to have to offend somebody. No. Haven't you heard what they're doing to it? You heard? Yes, I heard. Some pirates only our friends. Can you imagine what our enemies will do?
The word Parliament will be removed wherever it occurs.
They won't be satisfied until they remove one of the F's from Jefferson's name.
Courage, John. It won't last much longer. Mr. Dickinson.
Mr. Jefferson, I have very little interest in your declaration, as I am sure we've all but heard the last of it, but why do you refer to King George as a tyrant?
Because he is a tyrant.
Be careful, sir. This tyrant is still your king.
When a king becomes a tyrant, he thereby breaks the contract binding his subjects to him.
How so?
By taking away their rights.
Rights that came from him in the first place?
All except one, Mr. Dickinson. The right to be free comes from human nature.
Mr. Wilson, do we in Pennsylvania consider King George a tyrant?
Well, I don't. Oh, no. No, he's not a tyrant. Not in Pennsylvania.
There you are, Mr. Jefferson. Your declaration does not speak for us all. I demand the word tyrant be removed.
Just a moment, Mr. Thompson. I do not consent. The king is a tyrant if we say so or not. We might as well just say so.
Sir, I have already scratched it out.
Then scratch it back in.
Put it back, Mr. Thompson. The king will remain a tyrant. Mr. Hughes.
Mr. Judge, nowhere can you mention exhibition rights.
How long is this pilgrim to go on? We have been sitting here for 3-4 days. We have endured, by my count, from 85 separate changes and the removal of nearly 400 words. Now, will you rip it and beat it till it breaks its spirit? I tell you, this document is a masterful expression of the American mind.
If there are no more changes, then I can assume that the report of the Declaration Committee...
Just a moment, Mr. President. Might we prevail upon Mr. Thompson to read a small portion of Dr. Benjamin's friend, Mr. Jefferson? The part beginning when he has waged a cruel war.
Mr. Thompson.
He is affected, he is combined, he is abdicated, he is blunted, he is constrained, he is excited, he is incited, he is waged for war. Here it is, Mr. Rutledge. He has waged cruel war against human nature itself, in the persons of a distant people who have never offended him, captivating and carrying them into a slavery in another hemisphere, determined to keep an open market where men should be bought and sold. He has prostitutes.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. That was suffice. Mr. Jefferson, I cannot quite make out what it is that you're talking about.
Slavery, Mr. Rutledge.
Ah, you're referring to us as slaves to the king.
No, I'm referring to our slaves, black slaves.
Black slaves. And why do you say so, sir? Were you trying to hide your meaning?
No,
Just another literary license then.
if you like.
I don't like it at all, Mr. Jefferson. To us in South Carolina, our black slavery is our peculiar institution and the cherished way of life.
Nevertheless, we must abolish it. Nothing is more certainly written in the book of faith than this. People shall be free.
I'm not so concerned with the people of faith in the book of faith right now, sir. down from the north? Could it be the aroma of hypocrisy? And who holds the other ends of those filthy purse strings, Mr. Adams? Seems to me that our northern friends have begun to feel a little bit tender toward our slaves. Now, they don't keep slaves. Oh, no, sir. But they are willing to be considerable carry-out slaves to others. They are willing for the shilling. Or haven't you heard, Mr. Adams? Blink, blink. Well, I searched from to slaves. Oh, what a beautiful waltz. You dance with us, we dance with you, in molasses and rum and slaves. Who sails the ships out of Boston, laden with Bibles and rum? Who drinks a toast to the Ivory Coast? Hail Africa, the slavers have come. New England with Bibles and rum. Let us offer the rum and the Bibles to take on the slaves lately. Then hail and farewell to the smell of the African coast. Well, I searched for rum to slaves. 'Tisn't morals, it's money that saves. Shall we dance to the sound of the profitable pound in molasses and rum and slaves? Who sails the ships out of Guinea, laden with Bibles and slaves? 'Tis Boston can boast to the West Indies coast. Jamaica, we brought what he craves. Antique, Barbados, we brought Bibles and slaves. Now, gentlemen, do not really think our gentlemen friends from New York only see our slaves as figures on the ledger. Oh, no, sir. They see them as figures on the block. Look into the crowd, gentlemen. White faces on African walks. Put them in the ships. Drown them in the ships. Stop them in the ships. Hurry, gentlemen. Let the auction begin. Gentlemen, the sound that you hear is the cry of the auctioneer. Slaves, black gold, linen gold, gold from Angola. Guinea, blackbirds for sale. Ashanti, Igbo, blackbirds for sale. Handle them. But gentlemen, do not violate them. Their bribe. Mr. Reckless, please! Well, I searched around to slaves. Who sells the ships back to Boston? Laden with gold, see it gleam. Whose fortunes are made in the triangle trade? Hail slavery, the New England dream. Mr. Adams, I give you a toast. Hail Boston, hail Charleston. Who
They'll be back.
Aye. The boat is down.
It's done. Adams, Franklin, I've got it. And the Maryland Assembly's approved it. I form out one of the greatest military engagements in history against a flock of, well, what's wrong? I thought
You'll have to forgive them, Mr. Chase. They've just suffered a slight setback. And after all, what has a man profited if he shall gain Maryland and lose the entire South? Matthew, chapter 16, verse 26.
Mr. McNair.
I know why.
No. Oh, wrong.
Well, what are you all sitting around for? There's work to be done. Thomas, I want you to ride back down to Delaware and fetch back Caesar Rodney.
John, are you mad? It's 80 miles of horseback, and Caesar's a dying man.
No, he's a patriot.
But what good will it do? The South's done us in.
And suppose they change their mind, and we get Delaware without Rodney?
God, what a bastardly bunch we are.
Stephen.
Johnny. Load up to the cabin. If there's anything I can do for you over there, that's where you'll find me.
Mr. Potter. Mr. Chase.
it's no use, John. The boat's tomorrow. There's less than a full day left.
Face it, John, it's finished. I'm sorry, John.
John, we don't have any choice. We're going to have to remove the slavery laws.
Frank, what are you saying?
It's a luxury we can't afford.
A luxury? 500,000 souls in chains, and Dr. Franklin calls it a luxury.
You forget yourself, sir. I started the first anti-slavery society on this continent.
Don't wear your credentials at me. Perhaps it's time you renew them.
The issue here is independence. Maybe you have lost sight of that, but I have not. Those men, no matter how much we disagree with them, are not ribbon clerks to be ordered about. They're proud, accomplished men in the cream of their colonies. And whether you like it or not, they and the people they represent are going to be a part of this new nation you'd like to create. So either start learning to live with them, or pack up and go home, but stop acting like a Boston fishwife.
What has happened? John Adams, the great John Adams, the wise man of the East. My law practice down the pipes, my farm is mortgaged to the hills. In a time in life when other men prosper, I'm reduced to living in Philadelphia. Philadelphia! Oh, Abigail, what am I going to do?
Do, John?
I need your help.
You don't normally ask my advice.
Yes, well, there doesn't seem to be anyone else.
Very well, John. What is it?
The entire South has walked out on this conference. George Washington is on the verge of annihilation. The precious cause that I have labored all these years for has come to nothing. And it seems I'm obnoxious and despised.
Foolishness,
But I'm
John.
not willing to listen to reality,
Nonsense.
because I'm pig-headed.
Well, there you have me, John. I'm afraid you are pig-headed.
No, Abigail. So what am I going to do? kind of life you have here?
Well, I am Mrs. John Adams. Quite a lot for one lifetime.
Is it that?
Think of it, John. Married to the man who's first in line to be hanged.
Oh, yes. The agitator. Why? You must tell me. I know I've always been dissatisfied. I know that, but lately I feel I reek discontentment. Fills my throat and it floods my brain. Sometimes I feel there is no longer a truth, only discontentment.
John, can you really know so little about yourself? And can you think so little of me that I would marry the man that you've described? Have you forgotten what you used to say to me, John? Commitment, Abby. Commitment. There are only two creatures of value on the face of this earth. Those with the commitment and those who require the commitment from others. Do you remember?
I remember.
Mr. Adams,
What? These are for you. Good God. What are they? What's in them? Who are they from?
Convents of the Concord ladies walking love, and the sisterhood of the true city God, and the Friday evening Baptist sewing circle, and the holy Christian sisters of St. Clair. Oh, for you,
Abigail, what's in these caves? There! I want you to go out and buy every damn pin in Philadelphia.
What sort of thing?
I don't know, whatever the hell women sew with. And take these caves down to the army. Hurry, man! Franklin, Jefferson, what are you sitting around for?
Didn't you hear a word I
Oh,
said?
never mind that. This is what you've got to do.
Not even speaking to you.
Oh, it's too late for that. There's work to be done. Jefferson, time's running out. Get up. Get out of your chair. Tomorrow is here. No time to despair. Talk. To run is talk. If it takes all night. Talking, talk, and talk, and talk. Now you know, Southerners, gentlemen, if you listen to anyone, they'll listen to you. Frank, time's running out.
I don't get out of my chair.
Yes, you do. If it takes all night, talking, talk, and talk, and talk. Now get away from Dickinson. That's the only way.
I'm still from Massachusetts, John. You know where I stand. I'll do whatever you say.
No. You're president of Congress. You're a fair man, and I'll stay that way. Tell me, Mr. Thompson, out of curiosity, do you stand with Mr. Dickinson or do you stand with me?
I stand with Joe. It's as if lately, when he writes, he's writing to me. I have an expectation of receiving You're humble and obedient.
Are you hungry, John?
I think I'll sit.
Good night, friend.
Is anybody there? Does anybody care? Does anybody see what I see? They want me to quit. They say, John, give up the fight. But still to England I say, good night, forever good night. For I have crossed the Rubicon, with the bridge behind me come. What may, come what may. Commitment! The brokers all sailing through the day, they'll be held to pay in fiery purgatory. All the gloom, I can see the rays of ravishing light and glory. Is anybody there? Does anybody care? Does everybody see what I see?